I have for the longest while lamented the fact that Audi's come across a little anodyne, a little sterile, lacking in a little bit of character. I am pleased to report though that the all-new second generation Audi Q3 is not like that. Let me explain why. You see, character is a result of a flaw. Us as humans, we all carry flaws, and that gives us our unique characters. When something operates without any flaws and it does exactly what it says on the tin, and it does it repeatably in a repeatable fashion, then it is said to be a machine. It is, well, nothing more than an appliance, really. But when something has idiosyncrasies and a couple of little shortcomings, that's when it's got character. You just have to think of Alfa Romeo and Alfa Romeo fans to be able to understand that. Maybe not the most reliable, maybe not the most powerful, but little idiosyncrasies that make it special, that make it endearing. And I'm pleased to report, maybe not so pleased to report, that the Audi Q3 does have a few flaws. I'm only going to touch on one of them, and it is the biggest one. Unfortunately, this 6-speed S-tronic gearbox is a mess. It really is. It's a bit of a dog's breakfast, and it reminds me of the early Golf 5 DSG setups. It's slow to respond to throttle inputs. It randomly holds gears or changes up unnecessarily. And that makes it a little frustrating at times to drive the Audi Q3. This one has been fitted with the sports pack, so it has Audi Drive Select, which allows you to select various driving modes. The most racy one of those is of course the dynamic mode. But sadly, this does nothing to help the throttle response and the gearbox response. It's sadly just a case of poor programming on what we know is actually a rather decent gearbox. So, criticism out of the way, what is good about the Audi Q3? Well, there's a lot that is very good. It has a great little engine. It's a 1.4 litre 4-cylinder turbocharged engine, the 1.4 TSI powering the 35 model here. It makes 110 kilowatts and 250 newton meters of torque. It is of course mated to that aforementioned 6-speed S-tronic gearbox. And it's a rather happy, rev-happy engine. It returns rather good fuel consumption as well. Audi claims 5.9s, and we've been hovering, well, with a mixed bag of driving, mid-7s. So it's not too far off the mark, and I'm sure that if you hit the open road and you're rather cautious and you put it into the most economical mode, then it's going to return, close to 5.9. I doubt it'll hit 5.9 on the nose, but you'll get about 5.9. It is a comfortable drive as well. We do have it here with the sports pack, so it gets the optional 19-inch wheels, but despite that, it's rather comfortable. Both primary and secondary ride are really, really good. There is a little bit of noise intrusion, so you are going to get a little bit of road noise. It is a slightly wider wheels and tires, and maybe down to a little bit of the insulation. So another one of those little idiosyncrasies, but nothing to worry about because it really does drive sublimely. You've got to remember that this is going up against the likes of the BMW X1, the Mercedes-Benz GLA and the Volvo XC40. So it's an entry-level crossover SUV. It's not a high-end, big, last number model. However, it does drive that way because it really feels grown up in here. The fit and finish is exemplary. I really do love the touch of everything. Whether it's the gloss black surrounds or this orange suede trimming here, it is rather pleasant. It's very, very nice. It's very high-end. Now, despite the fact that this is a compact crossover SUV, it doesn't drive like a small car. No, it drives like a rather large car. At no point in time does it feel like I'm driving a hatchback here. It's got rather generous space, both in the cabin and in the boot. You're going to get 530 litres of packing space in the back, and that increases to over 1,200 litres when you start folding seats flat. For your money, you're going to get a rather safe vehicle as well. So we've got 6 airbags here. We've got the usual myriad of assistance systems, ABS, EBD, traction control, stability control. There's even hill descent for those that are brave enough to take it off-road. It is only front-wheel drive though. There is no quattro version at this current point in time, but that should be, well, only a matter of time. Then we get down to the ones and zeros, literally the price of it. There are 3 models on offer: the 35 TFSI, the 35 TFSI Advanced Line, that's the one we're in here, and the 35 TFSI S-Line, the sporty model. This middle of the range one costs 585,000 Rand. That's a fair whack of change. But then you consider Audi's party trick, which is their extensive options lists. On this one, we have the Comfort Pack, the Technology Pack, which gives us the beautiful Audi Virtual Cockpit and MMI Navigation Plus. And then we have the Sports Pack, which gives us the 19-inch wheels, it gives us the blackout trims, and there's a host of other little things. When you start tallying that all together, it's nearly 200,000 Rands worth of extras. And that takes this, call it 600,000 Rand compact crossover SUV to nearly 800,000 Rand. That is rather stiff. You are getting a great car for it, but that gearbox issue would be that little burning niggle in the back of my brain. Now, while that is a bit of a concern, it is exactly that, the thing that gives this vehicle character. So it's been rather enjoyable to drive it. It's an Audi with a flaw, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. That makes me maybe more inclined to part with that type of money, because you're getting a really good car that's rather interesting to drive at the same time. I know it's a bit of an oxymoron, it's a bit of a strange position to be in. It's flawed, but it makes you want it a little more. I think the Audi Q3 is going to be just as much a sales success as what the first one was for Audi. Great fit and finish, lovely drive, good fuel consumption, and just that little bit of character.